Everyone, and welcome back to the Toffee Blues YouTube channel, your source for all things Everton. It is the player ratings for Wolverhampton Wanderers 1, Everton 1. Let's jump straight into it. Jordan Pickford, I'm going to give him a 7. Thought he pulled off some big saves in that game, particularly in the second half. If Wolves got two, or the game probably would have got away from Everton, and Jordan's really kept us in it. There was one, I can't remember who it was, but one of the Wolves players went through and he pulled out the extended leg, managed to tip it wide. And, if it goes to two, Everton were playing without any real strike force out the entirety of that game. So if it went to two, you struggled to see how we're going to come away with anything, really. So Jordan Pickford gets a 7 from me. Nathan Patterson obviously started the game, but got subbed off after about half an hour, which was a massive blow for us, which of course forced Everton to play almost the entirety of the game with no fullbacks on the pitch. So of course, everyone's favourite player, Michael Keane. It wasn't a horrific performance from Michael Keane. He's definitely had worse, but still, you're never 100% confident when he's on the ball. You've got to give credit where credit's due. He took the ball down well and set Yerry Mina up for that late equaliser. So we shall take that. But I'm sure we'd rather play with our fullbacks than having to have Michael Keane fit in there. Michael Keane, I'll give him a 5.5. Moving on, James Tarkowski, he was okay. He was getting wound up quite a bit of back and forth with Gomez, I think it was, that game in some of the set piece situations with the corners. He was all right. He's had better games for us, Tarkowski. So some of his passing at times was a little bit off, but he's a solid defender, and we'll have him in the side every week. Of course, we will. So James Tarkowski, give him a 6. Yerry Mina, goal scorer. He continues to prove Evertonians right of why we were calling for him to be reintroduced back into the side. Everton's best defender at the club, 100%. Really strong today. Kept going. Took a few knocks today as well, Yerry Mina. And it was pleasing to see him come through them, because we know what to expect when Yerry Mina normally goes to ground. But it's the little victories with us Evertonians, isn't it? So to see Yerry Mina get back up and play another full 90 minutes after taking a few clangs is always nice to see. And of course, the late equaliser in the 99th minute, huge for us. Could be huge come the end of the season, but we shall wait and see. So for that, I'm going to give Yerry Mina an 8, purely for the fact that he got the goal. Dwight McNeil playing a bit of a different role today in left back. I thought he did all right, considering what was being asked of him up against one of the quickest players in the league. Obviously playing a bit more of a reserve role today, Dwight McNeil meant that he wasn't really able to get forward as much and really run at teams as we saw it against Brighton. The game, I don't want to say the game passed him by, but it was definitely quite a quiet game for Dwight McNeil, because we've come to expect him to be really involved in the top end of the pitch for Everton. But listen, he did a good job in what was probably difficult circumstances, filling in at left back, as I say, because we played majority of the game without any fullbacks. So fair play to Dwight McNeil. I'll give Dwight McNeil a 7. James Garner, thought he was good. Thought the midfield collectively wasn't too great today, has to be said. Without the three, I thought James Garner was probably the strongest. So for that, I'll probably give James Garner a 6. His passing was the best out the three of them. Picked up a yellow late on for the foul that I wish one of them would have made for the Wolves' goal. But what can you do? So James Garner, again, I'll give him a 6. Amadou Onana, thought he was poor today. I won't lie. I thought Amadou Onana was poor. He doesn't get the ball out of his feet quick enough. He doesn't, he takes too long on the ball. He was clumsy. He was giving the ball away at times. And what I've been disappointed with Onana in the second half of the season. I won't lie. It's all well and good and getting linked with all these, £70 million moves to Man United or European clubs or whatever, but I thought he was really poor today, Amadou Onana, and he has been for a couple of weeks now, in my opinion. And that wasn't his greatest game at all. So I'll give Amadou Onana a 5. Idrissa Gana Gueye, again, he was slow, he was sloppy, he gave the ball away. Not a great showing from Ghana for me. I give him a 5 as well. Alex Iwobi, I think Alex Iwobi sort of reached that glass ceiling a little bit now. We saw that sort of resurgence from him last season under Lampard. We know he likes a goal against Wolves. He had a few shots today, but they were all very tame. There was no real venom behind them. And he was just okay, Iwobi. He tries to make things happen. He tries to link up play, but he's just an average player, unfortunately, in my opinion. He's not the worst player on the pitch, but he's by a far stretch not the best either. So yeah, I'll give Alex Iwobi a 6.5. Abdoulaye Doucouré, again, it was one of his quieter games. We know what he's capable of, which is the frustration with Abdoulaye. We saw it against Brighton, the way he bombs into the box. Probably has to play a bit more of a different role today, but again, he just didn't really. The game sort of passed him by a little bit, and he didn't really get in amongst it as I would have hoped he would. Yeah, not his greatest game for today. Or Doucouré, I'll probably have to give him a. I'll give him a. You can have a 6. Dominic Calvert-Lewin, of course, in that opening half an hour, we were probably on top. We looked hungry. We looked up for it. But losing Calvert-Lewin early on, it just completely changed the complexion of the team, and it's so frustrating to lose him. So it's hard to really give Dominic Calvert-Lewin a rating. I know he played the majority of the first half, but it's just hard when you lose a player like that, isn't it? So Demarai Gray came on in place of him. Didn't really do much, did he? Really, he tried to do one of them in the second half. His little stick where he gets it onto his right foot and tries to curl into the top corner, but the keeper was quite wise to that. But apart from that, didn't really do much. Demarai Gray, quite weak for me. I'll give Demarai Gray a 5.5. Neil Maupay, I'll give him a 2 because he just does nothing. I think I'm at the point now where I'd rather sooner play with 10 men than play with him. He's like a little yappy dog just running around at someone's backyard, and I just don't understand what he does or what he's there for. The sooner he gets out, the better. And Mason Holgate again came on for the last 10 minutes or so, and he didn't get himself sent off, so that's a bonus for Mason. So he can have a 3. He didn't do anything stupid and he didn't get sent off, so we can have a couple of marks there for that alone. Have I missed anyone? I don't think I have. No. Yeah, it's just getting a slog now, and it's getting a real slog towards the end of the season. Like I said, it's just, I don't sound the most enthusiastic in the world because I'm just absolutely drained of this football club at this point. But listen, we've gone away to Wolves, we've come away with a point. And hopefully 3 will do it next weekend. But like I said, there's so little football to play, but it feels like there's so much football yet to play as well. And the sooner this season's over with, the better. But yeah, 1-1. We live to fight another day. You can't help but feel a loss would have been devastating for us there. With the confidence and other teams around us smelling blood. But we've got out with the points, and it's going to be a long, long week, I'm sure now. But yeah, there we go. They're my player ratings. Be sure to leave a like and a comment, subscribe if you haven't done so already. And we shall speak to you next time on the Toffee Blues, and keep your eyes peeled for more content and reaction following this game. Cheers.